Hi everyone, so welcome to today's video. It is my mommy go-to makeup look, so to get ready with me, it is going to be a voiceover because they're doing work on the roof and solar panels and it is very loud. So I've got a few minutes before they start hacking at the roof again, so I wanted to share with you guys the look that I do pretty regularly when I'm going to go run errands, when I'm going to go out to dinner, maybe go catch a movie, go shopping, something where I look more put together. I've done looks where before in the past on my channel where it's just mascara, just a little bit of tinted moisturizer, but I try to do all of the steps that I would normally do, like the brows, using the products that I normally use. My skincare is not included in this video, but I will list in detail everything down below instead of just doing like in the past where it's just like a tinted moisturizer or a quick dusting of some minerals. I try to do a little bit more makeup, but just also keep it very easy and simple and very me with the liquid liner, which is something that I love doing and wearing all the time. Lots of mascara to really give the impact in the lashes and the eyes, and really skipping eyeshadow as far as like crease colors and smoky colors. I don't really do that on an everyday basis. But this look that I'm doing for today's video I can do with just a few minutes, probably maybe 5 minutes. If I try to do the brows with just some tinted brow gel and skip the pencil, then I can definitely do this much quicker. So I'm going to definitely show you my steps and also my go-to lip combo that I am loving and wearing almost every time I leave the house because it is the most perfect color. It adds a little bit of color. I'm wearing it right now, obviously. So it adds a little bit of color to my face and just makes everything look more put together. Even though everything is soft and very natural and very light, you guys know I like to keep my makeup very natural and not put too much product on my skin. So I will list everything down below for my skincare, the skin prep before applying makeup, which I think plays a huge role in how your skin looks and how your makeup goes on. So I'll put everything in detail down below of what I'm using, and also my SPF, which I did have already on prior to filming, but this is something that's very important. I use a tinted SPF. And that can really help minimize how much product you need to put on your face as far as foundations. If you can get by with just using something that's light and tinted, they can even things out. It can save you a lot of time. So anybody can do this. Just because it's my mommy go-to look for going out doesn't mean that only moms can do this. If you are going to school, if you're going to work, if you're going out with your friends on vacation, anybody can do this look. So I hope that you'll enjoy it. And if you want to see it, then stay tuned. Alright guys, so I already have my SPF on. It's part of my skincare routine. So this is the EltaMD UV Elements SPF 44. This is the tinted version and I use this pretty much every single day, and I'm following that up with some powder. This is the Glow Skin Press Base in Natural Medium, and as you can see it's just like a pressed powder. They use minerals and it's a brand that you can find through a med spa, a dermatologist, and also online. I like to apply that over my SPF for a little extra coverage. And I'm using the Real Techniques multitask brush, which I've had for years, and it's such a good brush and really affordable. So if you're looking for brushes, definitely check out that brand. So what I do is I just apply it and kind of pat it over the SPF so that I can get a little bit more coverage, and I don't really need a lot of product, and I don't like to use a lot of product anyways on my face, just to keep my skin from breaking out and from reacting, because I do have some, a bit of sensitive skin. And I also use the same powder with a crease brush as my concealer. It has a really good coverage. And when I put it on my under eye area up on top of my eye cream or some marula oil from Drunk Elephant, it doesn't look like powder and it doesn't crease as much as cream products do. It lasts just as long as any other concealer that I've used that is either cream or like a liquid concealer. So I really have enjoyed using this sort of like a multitask. So it's cutting down on the amount of products that I actually need to have on my little vanity. And of course, I have to use some bronzer because I am so pale. This is the Too Faced Chocolate Soleil. And I'm applying this with the Morphe E3 powder brush, which I love. And this bronzer is really great. It's a nice color. It's not too orange. It's not very warm for my pale skin. It is matte. It also smells like chocolate, and that smells so good. And I really enjoy using this bronzer. I like matte bronzers, so if you're going to do a look like this or inspired by this video, you can do any bronzer really, whatever is your preference, satin, mattes, shimmers, whatever. And then I also like to take a little bit of this over my eyelids because I'm not going to use a whole ton of eyeshadows. So again, multitasking. For blush, I'm using this one from LORAC. It's a pretty rosy matte color. Again, because I do get a little bit of oiliness. I like to keep everything matte except for my highlight on my face. And these blushes from LORAC are so incredibly pigmented, you don't really need to use a lot. You just tap your brush in very lightly and the color applies and transfers really nicely. And you have to be very careful with these because they're very pigmented. And then for highlight, I'm going to use this one from the Aucoin brand. And this is a little duo I got from Sephora. This is the Celestial Powder in Candlelight. And I'm using a new brush from Delium Tools. This is the Tapered Highlighting number 941, which is my go-to highlighting brush at the moment. And this Candlelight powder is really soft and natural. You can go for a brighter highlighter, something that's more dewy and radiant, but I personally just wanted something really soft. Now you can layer this up and make this look a little bit more noticeable, but it is a very soft, sort of like ethereal glow that it's going to give to the skin. It's such a beautiful product. And I apply this to the typical highlighting points at the top of the nose, Cupid's bow, cheekbones, brow highlight. And I also take it a little bit around the forehead as well, just because it is really soft and light. Now moving on to brows, I'm only going to show you how I do one because it does take me a little bit of time, but I'm going to start with the Anastasia Brow Pencil in the shade Medium Brown. This is the triangular pencil, so it's the one that has an angled tip. And what I'm going to start doing is applying the product like on the lower part of like the underside of my brow and creating a line and doing the same thing on the upper side, sort of almost creating like an outline of my brows because those are the areas that I have the most issues with. And then I lightly use the pencil to kind of fill it in because I'm going with another product. I don't really need to fill in everything entirely. And then what I like to do is clean up around the brows. I did get a little bit on my skin because I was talking to my sister on the phone and I get a little distracted and a little excited as well when I'm doing makeup. But then I like to use the Benefit Gimme Brow. I use it in shade number 3, which is a kind of tinted brow gel type of product. And I like to fill in the brow and sort of make it look a little bit softer. I think that the pencil is just a little bit darker than the tinted brow gel itself. And then I like to set everything with the Benefit brow gel. I think it's the 24-hour brow setter. I don't know what it's called, but it's the one from Benefit because I like to have a bit of an extra hold since my brows are a little bit on the longer side. They do need a trim. So anyways, moving on to eyeshadows, I just am using a white and a light soft kind of peachy color. This is from the Viseart palette. It was right on my desk, but any brand would work just fine for this. And this is just to kind of even out my lids and also to make sure that I don't have any creasing or anything like that because I'm not really using a whole ton of eyeshadows like I said before. And then for liner, I'm using the Clinique Pretty Easy Liner in black. This is the easiest liner, no pun intended with the name, but I can see why they call it Pretty Easy Liner because it literally just glides on and it's so easy to use. I love using liquid liner pens. I think that they're easier to work with and you have more control over the line. It is a nice formula. It just sort of glides. The formula, like the inky kind of black color comes right out of the brush tip applicator very easily. And I'm just going in and applying a simple line. I do start off pretty thin and then I gradually thicken it up to my preference for that day. I don't do wing liner very often, but you definitely could do that with this because it is pretty easy to use, this liquid liner. And then for mascara, I like this Lash Power Mascara from Clinique and the L'Oreal Voluminous Lash Paradise. So I use the Lash Paradise for my upper lashes. I did a review on this probably like 5 months ago when it came out, reviewing the mascara and showing you before and after pictures. It's a really great mascara. It thickens, it makes the lashes look long, luscious, fuller, darker, richer. Everything that I look for in a mascara, I get this from this one, so it's my go-to. And then again, the Clinique one for the lower lashes, that brush is pretty awesome. And it's the perfect size for the lower lash line, whether you have short lashes or long lashes. I think that the size of the wand is really good for this. Then for a little extra something onto the lids, I'm going to take the same highlighter that I used on my face with a big fluffy brush and just kind of slap that onto my lids and give myself a little bit of a sheen so that it doesn't look completely flat and matte because those eyeshadows from Viseart are matte. So any shimmer would work just fine. And then my favorite lip combo, this is the Charlotte Tilbury lip liner in Pillow Talk. And this is pretty much the color of my lips, so it's like my lips are better type of eyeliner, and I can use this with a lot of my go-to lip colors at the moment, so that's why I love it. And the formula is great, glides on, so what I'm just doing here is lining and slightly filling in a little bit with the pencil. And then I'm using the L'Oreal Infallible Paints in Spicy Blush number 314 because that is my go-to lip product of the moment. It's the perfect color and also the perfect formula. It's glossy, it's super pigmented, easy to apply, and that right there is my entire mommy look. Alright guys, so that completes this look. I told you it's so simple and so easy. This is something that I do all the time, and I really wanted to share this with you because I have been doing this pretty regularly, and I feel like everything is highlighted and put together in the right order, and it just makes everything look put together, and it doesn't really take a lot of time or a lot of products. So definitely check out the description box if you're interested in everything that I use in today's video. You can screenshot it as well if you'd like. So thank you so much for being here, for sharing some of your day with me. You can also follow me on social media, Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat. It's here on the screen. And you can subscribe for more videos in the future, and stay tuned because I've got some good videos coming up. Thank you for being here, and have a fabulous weekend, and I will talk to you very soon.